howdy hey, Lindsay here, and today we all gathered to witness the first episode of Disneyland vs. Walt Disney World. I would like to let everyone know this ride is good and this ride is bad. There are no bad rides, and if you believe that, the exit is that X in the top right corner. I would also like to inform you I'm doing this in a bit of a podcast style, so if I slip up on my words, I apologize. Anyways, this ride is good, but this one's a little bit better type deal. The first ride we will discuss is a Disney classic, Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's begin with its history. Pirates of the Caribbean opened on March 18th, 1967 in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. A new area to the park deserved a new ride, and this was it. The song Yo Ho, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me was written by longtime Disney employee atencio. I am unaware of the other singers in the song except for Disney legend Thurl Ravenscroft, who you may recall from the singing bus at Haunted Mansion. Walt Disney unfortunately died before the release of this ride, so we did not get to see his creation. And before you ask, no, Walt is not frozen in the ride. And yes, there were skeletons at Disneyland's Pirates, but they were all removed except for the big one above the bed. Now, that's the extremely brief history is covered. And believe me, this is brief. I could go on for a while about this ride. But instead, click the link to the documentary below to learn more. Wait till you're done with this video, though. Let's start with Disneyland. The line is mostly outside and splits in the middle as you go towards a plaque celebrating the ride and its history in the park. And then you choose left or right. When you go right, it brings you into the building almost automatically, so go right. And if you go left, it leads you into a narrow alleyway type area, which is kind of odd. But then you can do that fun game where you knock on the windows and pull the door and wait for someone inside queue to do it back. Okay, maybe that's just me who does that game, but it's a fun one, so I recommend it. Then you go past the ride poster, which is iconic and beautifully drawn in my opinion. Now congrats, you've made it to the inside queue. Air conditioning, yes. You see the boats float past and a parrot and a treasure map and the smell. That cool watery Pirates of the Caribbean smell. Seriously, someone make a candle of that already. I'll buy 10. You also notice some pirates on the wall. These were concepts for pirates drawn by Mark Davis. Oh look, it's the window for the fun window game. I'm getting sidetracked. And then you go to Lafitte's Landing, as in historical pirate Jean Lafitte. Yeah, I'm talking to you, offhand Disneyland. Jean Lafitte. For Walt Disney World, they do things a little bit differently. Due to the rain showers, hurricanes, and high humidity, their line queue was completely indoors. Also, the detail in this line queue is outstanding, with the cannons and the skeletons in the cell playing chess. By the way, the chess is in a fixed position, so neither can ever win. Oh, I'm out of breath. And I just feel like I get lost or immersed when I enter this queue. And I know what you're thinking. It does smell like that cool, watery Pirates of the Caribbean smell. Then you loop around down some dock-like platforms into your boat. I think the Walt Disney World line queue gets the points in this one because it feels like you've entered a different time and you're in a Spanish port of some kind as you walk down the dock platforms into your boat. It just feels so real. Again, Disneyland's is great, but Walt Disney World just might be a little bit better. Now, it's safe to say these vehicles are identical, unlike some other rides at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Splash Mountain! So I'm just gonna split the points with this one. Let's begin again with Disneyland. You can fit about 4 to 6 people per row, and you hang out at Jean Lafitte's Landing after the safety announcement. Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor. You are launched off into the Blue Bayou. Now for unloading. At the end of the ride, you go right up this massive and critter-filled hill, all Splash Mountain style, And I personally like the eerie effect of seeing those little rat eyes and the water rushing down the hill as you're being raised up and you slowly but surely see the light of day emerge and burn your eyes since you just got used to the dark show effects. Also, it's a good chance to lean back and take in the aroma. You then loop around waving to people in line. Again, that's probably just me. And you loop around to see this boat kind of sloshing around in the water. And I don't know what it is. It just always makes me kind of nervous. I don't think it is anything. I'm pretty sure it's tied up, but I just feel like it's going to come careening out and hitting me. And then you see the parrot all up close, and he's just saying, yo-ho! And it's a little obnoxious, but it's kind of cute. And then, bam! You slam on the brakes, wait for the boat in front of you to leave. Perfect. All right, it's gone. And then, bum, 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 bum. Welcome back, blah, 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 and leave. As you leave, you walk past part of the Blue Bayou restaurant and off into the New Orleans gift shop area, and if you turn, you can go to the Pieces of 8 gift shop to find some booty. Yay. Now Disney World. This one is a little fuzzy since I haven't been to the park since 2014, and I know what you're thinking. But Lindsay, that was only 3 years ago. I know, but I was in 6th grade then, and now I'm in high school, so it just personally just feels long. But I can remember that you see Jack Sparrow rocking back and forth singing the classic song. Also a good hit Mickey in this scene. And then you go through these mini doors or flaps or something like that. I can't remember, but it was kind of awkward like that. Into a small cement room with one cast member who says the same, welcome back, blah, 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 and go up the lift. Yes, you heard me, the lift. This ride doesn't have a hill, so how will we ever get back up to the surface? You get out of the boat and walk onto a conveyor belt and walk up directly into the sunlight and the pirate gift shop, as well as the area for the Jack Sparrow meet and greet. Yes, the conveyor belt is fun, but I feel Disneyland should take the points for this one since it's more of a smooth finish ending rather than World where you get immersed so beautifully. And then it's just doors open, here's a small room with some rocks and a conveyor belt. And again, Disney World is wonderful. Nothing against it, no problems with it. But at Land, it just has a smoother ending, and I just personally like that more. So Land, you get the points on this one. Disneyland. You enter slowly into the Blue Bayou, fireflies and the Blue Bayou restaurant, and the light banjo music, and then there's me in the boat yelling towards the people at the Blue Bayou restaurant, throw a dinner roll, in hopes someone will feed this old pirate some bread. And then you pass this old man rocking back and forth in a chair on a raised house, and you go into a very dark pathway, leading to some brick walls with lanterns, and the iconic talking skull saying some more safety spiel, and the iconic dead men tell no tales. And then you plunge into the darkness, leading you into these blue rocks, and the yo ho, a pirate's life for me song blasting. And of course I sing along, and then you drop again into some bigger blue rocks, and you enter the first scene where the music is slowed and instrumental with some bird sound effects and the wind, and you see some skeletons, and honestly, this part has the most potent Pirates of the Caribbean smell, and I love it. And then you pass some skeleton displays and a hidden Goofy in the rocks, which I adore. And then you enter the smoke with Blackbeard, and then it's time the big animatronics of this attraction step up. You see the ship with Barbossa and his crew firing at the Spanish, and them firing back. And the water is splashing everywhere, and you see this cool effect, which I think is new because I only saw it last time. And it's the shading of these pirate shadow figures or something like that, and they're fighting and smashing chairs on their heads, and it's new and smooth, and it's a nice detail that I think gets looked over. And then it's the town scene. This is the whole mayor being dunked part. Where be Captain Jack Sparrow? Don't tell him, Carlos. Don't be cheating. Por favor. I love to reenact it. And then you see Jack hidden in the woman's clothing, and honestly, that animatronic is so smooth and fresh and lifelike that when the real Johnny Depp went and hid pretending to be the animatronic, guests believed it. And also, they are so lucky. Johnny Depp is my fave, and I would have gone berserk if that happened. And then it's the auctioning scene, and all I gotta say is, we wants the redhead. And then it's the woman chasing the men. I love that turntable of animatronics, so innovative for its time. And then the pirate is talking about the map, and Jack is looking for it, and again, this Jack animatronic popping out of the barrel. So smooth with the head turns, and I love it. Then you enter the singing and burning town, all great, all good. Fun fact, they shut off those flames when there's a real fire so people don't get confused. Then it's the iconic pirates in the jail cell trying to get the key from the dog. You enter a burning room with the ceiling coming down on you and everything is creaking, and these drunken pirates are singing and they spray water on you with their guns, and they rock back and forth, not to mention those barrels that say El Explosivo. And then you see Jack Sparrow singing the song and rocking in that pile of money and all that. Then you go up the hill and all that jazz. Now, the Walt Disney World version is very brief. Very, very, very brief. You go into the blue rocks, turn a corner into the smoke with Blackbeard, and you go down a super slow drop. And then you go into the mermaid humming song, and you see a mermaid skeleton, and a pirate skeleton, and a skeleton with a boat. And then you enter the scene with Barbossa and the Spanish, as well as the Don't Be Cheekin' and Jack in the Clothes and the Wench Auction and the Chasing Animatronics. And it's all the same until after the jail cell scene. After that, it's Jack singing and bam, please step off and exit to your left. It's very short and feels sped up, and I give the Disneyland 1 points because yes, Walt Disney World gets the message across, but Disneyland adds the message plus a little extra something special. Kind of like watching someone's Disney video versus watching a Lindsay's Life Disney video. Now it's time for the final score, and the winner is... Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you agree or disagree? Make sure to comment below, and tell me what you would like to see next. Thanks so much for watching, and see you real soon.